Thank you all for coming and celebrating my mom's birthday with us. It's an honor of us to be here with her, and we're very happy to come here today and celebrate your birthday. As you guys all know, my mother's been very blessed, right? So, as her children, right, we determined for her birthday that we were going to pick a cause and donate in your honor for your birthday. So, your children, believe it or not, all 7 of them, came together in agreement.
Didn't fight.
No fighting. Not a consensus, an agreement, unanimous decision, right? A unanimous decision that we were going to go ahead and contribute to Christ Child, right? Those of you who might or might not know about Christ Child Society, Christ Child works to raise funds and provide means specifically to children, right? And it's a cause that's been near and dear to my mother's heart for a number of years. If we were probably to add up the hours, we'd be talking months or years in time that she has given to this society. She was one of the presidents of the Christ Child Society of Northwestern Reserve up in Cleveland, Ohio. She is one of the co-founders of the Christ Child Society of Texas Capital Area. So this is a cause that she's dedicated a good amount of time to her life to. And Mom, we are very pleased to make a donation in your honor to them. So, well, you know what? This one's not going to quite do it for us. Because not only did we decide that we wanted to do it for you, we decided that we'd like to ask all your other friends and family to donate as well. So there are sites nowadays online called crowdfunding sites, right? Basically, it allows us to build a website for you, where we can then easily ask people to donate, right? And we did that. And I'm very pleased to tell you that we actually got about 36 people to donate to Christ Child Society in your honor. So we got a little bigger card for you.
Aww.
So come on, bring it to me, Mom. So the smaller card just doesn't do it anymore. So this is actually, for those of you who can see it or not see it, this is the picture that's on the website that we created for my mom, right? And on there we basically told you a little bit about Christ Child Society and asked people to donate. And I did find a little scripture that I'd like to read here from Luke 6:38. Give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will be put into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you. And I think the best way to demonstrate this, Mom, is not only the number of people that contributed, because, by the way, here's all the nice comments and names of people that donated for you. But additionally on that, I'd like to present you with the check for the donation. And I'm very happy, pleased to tell you, we raised $2,000 for you. So, there you go, Mom. We love you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Speech.
One of my sons asked me one time, why do I cry so much? I said, well, it's not only sad tears, it's happy tears. But it also cleans my eyes out so I can see things more clearly.
If I had 7 kids, I wouldn't be crying. I would have been dead years ago.
Take that back.
Oh, I would have done this long. I would have found a kitchen knife. Yours is not
This is fantastic. Thank you all for the help with that so much.
Yeah.
And the members of Christ Child Society will appreciate this. So all of children in Austin area that they clothe and feed and hygiene group, things to them. I don't know how many children are homeless in Round Rock, but last year there were 50 kids in high school who were homeless. And they lived either on somebody's sofa for a week, or they lived in somebody's car, or they lived on a street. And so Christ Child would give them clothing, mostly children, babies. We also do outfits for bereavement, babies who are born dead or in utero, or we make outfits for them. They get a blanket and a nice little gown and a hat and socks, and we put together layouts for babies, and they get blankets and diapers and baby bottles and socks and onesies and a whole bunch of things. And I helped start this in 2000 here. I've been a member of Christ Child for 30 years already. And the lady who started Christ Child Society is from Maryland, and she did so many good things for the Catholics in Maryland and Washington, D.C. She started a lot of the agencies to help the poor in Washington, D.C. that she received medals from Pope Pius. And she passed away in 1955, and she is being investigated to be a saint. She's already called a servant of the church, and the next thing is to be called blessed. And they're already investigating one miracle of hers. And I'm looking around. I'm trying to work on one here. I mean, not in this room, but I mean in this area. I've been praying for this young lady for years and years and years. And whenever her family's ready, I'm going to present her to them as the second miracle. I call her my miracle person. Anytime we need anything, people will call and say, how are we going to do this? I say, the Christ Child will provide, which he does. When the organization I belong to, Ohio, when we first started, it was started by a couple of ladies who were parts of chapters in Cleveland and around the area, but they decided they needed to have one where they live so they don't have to travel so much. And the elderly lady who was my age, we called her our octogenarian. She said, all we need now is some money to be able to buy and fund things that we need for the layouts. And when she went home, she had a letter from her friend with a check for $250. This chapter here, whenever we started the first amount of layouts we made were 15 layouts. And the girl who took on the presidency called me one day and she said, how are we going to be able to do this? We all have been donating things, and I said, don't worry, the Christ Child will provide. Well, we did have our membership says Christians, but even though this lady was a Mormon, she belonged to our chapter. And she came one time, and the day after I talked to the president, and she said, our sewing committee got together and we made enough clothes that you could put together 25 layouts. So they did, and then a few months later, the hospitals called and said, we could use 50 layouts or more. So she said, now what am I going to do? And I said, don't worry. She went shopping, and when she was in the grocery store, she met this member, and the member said, we have clothing now that you could do 50 layouts. So they keep doing it. This keeps happening. We also crochet hats. We used to crochet gloves for them. We don't anymore, but we crochet hats and crochet afghans. And some of the ladies were trying to buy some yarn to make layouts. Make the afghans last year. And they met a lady from San Antonio, and she said, we have a lady who is trying to get rid of yarn. She's got a room full of yarn. So they gave her telephone number, and they called, and the lady said, you can have all of it, bring a truck.
Oh my gosh.
Well, they took a van and a little truck, and they filled the van up, and they filled the back of the truck up, and they still hadn't taken all her yarn. So then another lady was making, she makes the little bags that we put hygiene kits in, so that whenever they give them out in class, the other kids don't know that they are getting these items. And she was in the fabric store one day looking at fabric, and they were talking about, she met another lady, and they were talking about, what are they doing? The she said, you know, I have to see what kind of fabric I can find, and she says, I've got a lot of fabric, you can have it. So they donated, you know, so at the meetings, they'll always say, Mary would say, or the other girl would say, you know, Christ Child will provide, but they always did. In Ohio, when we wanted something, we would just say the oxygenarian, go home and light a candle to the Christ Child, and just like that, it would happen. So it's a very special group to me because one time, not too long ago in Ohio, somebody had a newborn baby and put it into a ditch because they didn't want it. And so it was found, and to bury it, they had nothing to bury it in, so we gave them one of our bereavement layouts so that the baby could be buried. And when they have a bereavement layout, they also have an overlay like a bid. We call it Dayton overlay because we got the pattern from the Dayton chapter of the Christ Child. And the parent, when you bury a child, they get to keep this overlay as a remembrance of their child, and then there's a little medal for the Blessed Virgin also. So it's a very special thing. It was difficult getting this organization started here. But Dick and I went to a meeting a few months ago, I guess it was, and they've got a lot of very young people, which we needed. We were all older. And I said that you guys are doing so much now because they're so active. I said, was I the dead weight around your shoulders when I was here? Because when I left, and I went inactive, but I still support them. I don't know, they've got like 70 members now. And they're young and they're all eager to do whatever they need to do, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic. So, anyhow, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Who's the baby in the picture?
Who's the baby in the picture?
You'd have to ask Jeff.
It's Will.
That's
Is that you, Will?
That's Will.
I don't know, he's little.
It's Tom.
He's little.
But they got